Let's do the poll first. Let's do the poll first. Matter. It's only a yes, no. We're doing a poll. I have not asked the question. So let's go back. Poll again. Okay. How many believe that you need IPR to achieve all of these things? Okay, many of these things. Do you need IPR to innovation? Can you put it differently? Will there be innovation without IPR?
Yes. Yes. That's not the same question. Yeah, exactly. You cheated.
What was the deal when I started?
Let's say there will be more innovation with IPR.
What was the deal when we started?
You will ask questions. But you will say we can't ask questions.
I did say I'll give you any answers.
Okay, please.
So, can we have innovation? Okay, how many for? You can innovate without IPR. You will have thriving innovation without IPR.
Now you will not use it.
No, exactly.
I think Apple will disagree with you. Try typing externality. See what autocorrect throws up. No, look at what autocorrect comes up with. Externality. Who's got you got an iPhone? Externality. So let's ask the question why he checks that. So how many people think that you can have innovation without IPR? Innovation will not die without IPR. Okay, how many are thinking no, without IPR innovation will die? 2. How the word changes in half an hour.
So we will have innovation, we won't share it. It will be safeguarded innovation.
How did we define it?
I think we haven't
To
defined
be
IPR.
innovation, it has to be widely known.
I thought we haven't defined IPR. So it could be.
See, here's somebody who's saying something very useful. I will come to you, man. I have to allocate airtime in this class. Huh? And I think you've had your fair share. You have to ration it a bit. We're coming up to the end. Yes.
I think we haven't defined IPR clearly because clearly we have two different schools. One which feels that IPR should involve recognition or putting down on record as to who was the first. And then there's the other issue linked to it of commercialization or monetization. Maybe if we separate the two out and then ask questions, we might get a better.
See, this is what happens when you ration your airtime. It's a very, very insightful question. So let's separate the two. This is separate from this. This is similar to this. Recognition. These don't matter. Anybody disagrees? That if you were to separate this to two, one is recognition.
The other is exclusive financial.
Can we find a way of actually commercializing this idea? One is being recognized as the person who discovered it. The other is commercializing it, making money out of it. Can we say that that is, as we understand it, IPR?
Yeah.
So is the person who made it the best person to commercialize it? Unfortunately, how does it work? So The person who has an incentive to innovate, to share, to be recognized for it, madam, I deserve some of your airtime too. You're only doing it to your neighbor. Give it to the rest of us. Generosity doesn't always have to be only in green. Does anyone remember the history of where this whole concept of IPR happened and why it exists? Yes.
Alexander Graham Bell when he was done.
Dude, no telephone. There's nothing to tell
Literally,
you.
that's how it happened.
No. There was IPR before Alexander Graham Bell. There were already patents in existence at the time of Alexander Graham Bell. And he just happened to get there later than the chap who actually invented it, bribed the chap in the patent office to pull the earlier guy's patent application, got his application in, got it approved, and then they discovered there was an earlier one. So he wasn't first and he wasn't innovative. So let's not go with Alexander Graham Bell. Not a good example. At least for the stuff we're talking about. Anybody else wants to say anything else before I ask the question? Okay. So, history of IPR. Come on, come on. Yes.
Are you know the history of IPR?
Then let's not guess. It's a hard one.
I just googled it.
Tell us what Google thinks.
Samuel Hopkins got the first patent for in making of pot ash and pearl ash by apparatus and process technique.
In which year?
1790, April 10, 1790.
Why is it necessary? It doesn't. Google doesn't tell you why, unfortunately. Why do you need patents? Why do you need IPR? What's the history of it? Why did it come into existence? It's not as if somebody said, it's useless, let's have a few of those. Going back to the useful example.
It's to create a monopoly basically.
Capitalism
To promote progress.
We just said it doesn't, right? So that's the problem with the Google generation. You're not thinking, you're Googling.
It's to create a monopoly basically.
It's to create a monopoly. But we don't like monopolies. Do we like
It's
monopolies?
to grant a person the privileges of having a monopoly.
But we don't like that, isn't it? You all guys said market, competition, Usain Bolt, come first, run a race. And there's no fun in running a race if you're the only guy running a race. Is there any fun?
You are kind of industrialization and
But
competition.
everything is not running like this.
That is very simple. I get that from my 5-year-old. It's not running a race. I know what to do. I do have. That's what they taught him in school. Everything is not a race. It's very hard to fight with that. I don't want to eat my food. It's 1 hour, you're the last at the table. Everything is not a race. Why should I study? Everything is not a race.
Yeah, I should not study in this area.
You should not produce any goods. You don't have to be the best. I see from your phone that
I don't do that.
I know you don't care. I get it. It's not a race. Yes.
Protect the weaker.
You're protecting the weak. How?
That's ideally why it shouldn't come up.
How does it protect the weak?
Because say I am in a regulation, but I do not have the revenue to commercialize it. But somebody else can just take it as mine. Protect me, ideally I
How does it help society? You're not making it. Are you making it?
No, but I came up with the idea.
So we'll give you recognition for it.
That's not for society, it's for the protect the individual who.
But how does society actually benefit from it? Because society needs the product. It's no use that you have an idea.
I can recognize that I made it, but somebody else commercializes it, so somebody gets it.
Everybody should be allowed to commercialize it, so long as they recognize you.
So that I have the right to decide, like,
That's a different thing.
basically what you said.
So long as I say you're great, I can produce tons of it.
So then it said that I am being.
Yeah, so I'm acknowledging. I'm acknowledging you're great, this is your idea, and everybody gets to use it. Okay. So long as you recognize, then society is benefited by lots of people commercializing it. So everybody can have a table. Whoever wants to have a table can have a table. Yes? Anybody disagree with that? Last chance? Okay, let's move on. Next. How else can we craft this? Yes?
So the commercialization part, as in the credit, as in the way we discussed yesterday, that a part of
We
innovation
didn't
is
discuss anything yesterday.
okay.
A lot of
A
people
part of
weren't here
innovation that
yesterday.
comes from individual contributors, and a part of it comes from the government-based
Yes.
research.
Yes.
So how do we divide that basis in terms of commercialization while giving credit, while giving financial credit to one authority?
No, there is no financial credit.
As in-
Whoever makes it makes money on it.
but that doesn't really happen, right? The government.
And we're not. See, again, it's nice to be cynical at my age. Very disappointing when you're cynical at your age. We're talking about what can be, not what is. What should be. That's the point of an education. Otherwise, there's no education, right? The guy on the street knows what there is. How is he different from you? You're different because you're thinking of what can be, what should be, not what is. That is no point of education there. Yes.
So Tesla.
Okay. Tesla.
Yeah, this recognition, no, not Nikola Tesla. Tesla, the company, or Elon Musk. That guy, he invented the whole.
It's my generation that's doing it too, so you don't take credit for it yet.
So,
The way you said it, Tesla.
Not because
I should have specified, not Nikola Tesla. So Tesla will come.
So you just have some credit.